Let's talk about learning algorithms. Learning algorithms are methods uh, used to process data and determine patterns appropriate for application in new situations. We have some observations in the form of data vectors, and we determine the patterns in the available data, and in new situations we use our this learning process to make predictions. The goal of these learning algorithms is to form an adaptive system. This adaptive system it has already learned based on the past experiences, and then it is used for specific input-output transformation tasks. You have new observation, so these learning algorithms, based on their experience, they give you different outputs. In machine learning, these learning algorithms are in the form of mathematical models. These mathematical models are used to make predictions when new data arrives. So we already have the experiences in the form of a data set, our previous observations, or the sample vectors. This data set can be divided into different groups for the purpose of learning. First group is the training set, which is used to find the parameters or tune the parameters of our mathematical model. A second part of the available data set forms the validation data set. Validation data set is used to predict response against the model which we have already tuned, and we have optimized the parameters using the training data set. Another data set is called the test data set. The test data set is acquired independently of the training data set, and this data set is used to evaluate the performance of our model. Cross-validation is the process in which we repeatedly split the data set into training and validation data sets. So a particular vector in one iteration, it may be part of the training data set, and in another iteration, it can be part of the validation data set. The different ways of doing this cross-validation. Learning techniques are grouped into different categories, and the first one is supervised learning. The primary feature of supervised learning is that the data set which is available to us is labeled, and labeled data set means that it comprises of input vectors and the corresponding labels or target values or the target vectors. So we know for what input the true output is. We develop models using this training data set, and then we make predictions when new data arrives. In unsupervised learning, we don't have labels or the target vectors. We have the unlabeled data sets. These are just set of observations. So the input vectors are there without the target vectors. And in unsupervised learning, we look for patterns or structures in the data, and this is similar to the tasks which are done in data mining. Further, there are other techniques of learning techniques in machine learning. They are categorized as reinforcement learning. The first one is reinforcement learning. You improve your model as new data arrives. Semi-supervised learning, where you have both the labeled data and the unlabeled data, and then there is an active learning, which is extension of supervised learning, but we ask for the users for the label data. And then the extension of supervised learning is active learning, where we have we ask for the labels of